When it comes to Dungeons and Dragons, you'll notice a lot of people in that part of the tabletop role-playing game hobby will tell you that most dungeon masters are good role players. Like if you put them in the player's chair, they're always going to be good. They don't have to be the best at the table, but they're going to be consistently good. And they seem to have a lot of fun. At least those, that get by their egos have a lot of fun if they're not worried about, picking at the game or what's going on. When you just focus on playing, which is what most DMs can achieve doing, because they've learned something over the years of their DMing, and they're bringing that with them to the table. Something they wish they could just, put into the minds of players, people that have not ran these games before, so they can improve the experience of the player at their table or anyone's table. You will notice that a lot of old school dungeon masters will preach at players to not be afraid of character death, to not worry about these things, don't take them too serious, play the game and have fun. Well, it's hard to really drill that into a player's mind in some cases because they really don't know what the DM knows. Here's why the DM is telling you it's going to be a good experience. They've been running non-player characters, in most cases, for years. And what they've learned is, when you unattach yourself from a character that you're running, but you still have to give 100%, that means be passionate, put your energy in, the experience becomes better. You learn how to put your passion into a character who at the same time, you're not concerned with the outcome of their situation, if they die or if they don't die, but you're going to have fun. You learn how to enjoy that as a DM. And when you leave the DMing seat and you go to the player's seat, guess what? You'll notice a lot of DMs do that with their characters. They're not worried if the character dies because they can have fun regardless of that outcome or the possibility of that outcome. They'll play the character like they would a non-player character, and they'll put 100% in. You'll notice a lot of DMs put a lot of passion into the character, but then they'll run up with a fighter character or something and do a risky thing that could get their character killed. And you're thinking, other players would never do that. But the DM has learned something. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy the experience. Enjoy what you're doing. Don't worry about the outcome. Because when you stop worrying about the outcome, you have more fun. Yeah, there are players in this hobby that will get really sour if they go into that first combat encounter and lose their character. But if you pay attention to a lot of dungeon masters that sit in the player's seat and they play a character that they lose in that first combat encounter, the only thing they'll complain about is if they feel like the game or the way things went were faulty, and that was the cause of character death. But if they think, hey, that orc just hit me and they hit really hard with a 20 and there's some double damage or whatever the game calls for, you'll notice they're relaxed. They'll even laugh, but not laugh it off like they don't care. They'll still enjoy coming back into the next session. They'll make a new character. You'll notice there's no sour note with a DM when it comes to losing a character in a fair way. But, players don't realize that separating themselves from that outcome is the secret to them, reaching their full potential and having the best experience at a TTRPG. So when a dungeon master tells you to not worry about winning, what they're really saying is enjoy the moment, enjoy the experience. And it doesn't matter what happens. We'll put the pieces back together for the next session, and you'll have a great time then too. And that's all you have to worry about is that night, that session, that moment. And you can clean up anything. Don't worry about all this nonsense about outcome, the outcome and losing a character. You'll play a new character if you lose a character. And you put your 100% in. And you come into the game to have fun, have an interesting time. You don't show up worrying about winning or if the character survives. That's nonsense. And it takes away from your enjoyment of the game. It will take away from the experience. It doesn't mean that the character shouldn't care if they die or not. And if you're playing a character that doesn't want to just jump into the action and take a risk, you be true to the character. But that's all you're doing. It's not you as a player worried about the character death. You're just being true to character. Beyond that, don't marry, yourself to the outcome that you need to make sure the character survives for the next session. I love her or I love him. You'll still love her or love him when they go away. Now you get to make somebody new that you can love. Get what I'm saying? You can move forward and keep enjoying yourself. Don't let nonsense bring you down, and don't let things that don't really matter, like character death, bother you in one of these games. Anyway, for now, take care. You know what you can do? You can hit the like button. you can share the video. Oh, and there's another button you can press. That one that lets you subscribe to my channel for more content. Oh yeah, there's that bell thing. You can press that so you know when I've uploaded a new video right away.